Officer Spence Makes No Sense, Chapter 12. The Truth About Officer Spence. Dr. Brad climbed up on the stage. He's an old guy with frizzy hair and a cane. He talks funny. Ask your mom and dad to read Dr. Brad's part. It will be hilarious. I know why he did it, Dr. Brad said. Why? Asked Mr. Klutz. I mean, why? Why did he do it? Dr. Brad put his arm around Officer Spence's shoulder. Officer Spence looked all sad. When you were a wee little boy, you watched the brave policeman on VTV. And in the movies, yes? Yes, said Officer Spence. They were heroes to you, yes? Yes. And you wanted to grow up and become like one of them fighting crime, yes? Yes. But the boys and girls after school are so nice, there is no crime to fight here, yes? So you decide to invent some crime. Yes? And then you would be a hero, yes? Yes, said Officer Spence. He was whimpering now, like a kid who lost his dog or something. Tell me about your childhood, Dr. Brad said. It wasn't happy, no? No. Something bad happened to you when you were a wee little boy, yes? Yes. It was something with peanut butter, yes? Yes! My mommy wouldn't give you peanut butter, would she? It's true, it's all true, Officer Spence whispered. He was totally crying now. My mommy wouldn't let me have peanut butter. All the other kids had peanut butter every day, but my mommy wouldn't give it to me ever. Why? Wow, Dr. Brad should be in the Gifted and Talented program. He had Officer Spence sobbing and blubbering all over the stage, and we got to see it live and in person. Mr. Klutz handed Officer Spence a tissue, and he blew his nose into it. Well, I mean, he blew his nose. If you blew your nose into the tissue, your nose would fall off. You'd have a tissue with a nose in it and a hole in your face. That would be weird. And how did you feel when Mommy wouldn't give you the peanut butter? Dr. Brad asked. Angry, Officer Spence said. Hurt. I had to eat jelly sandwiches with no peanut butter. I hate jelly sandwiches. All I wanted was peanut butter on my sandwich. Was that too much to ask? But Mommy wouldn't give it to me. Boo-hoo. And that is why you took the sandwich, yes? Yes, I'm sorry, Officer Spence said, and I didn't mean to. I won't do it anymore. And I'll stop carving peanut butter sculptures in my basement, too. You carve peanut butter sculptures in your basement? Asked Mr. Klutz. Yuck, disgusting. I thought I was going to throw up. Officer Spence wiped his eyes and blew his nose again. Sheesh, get a grip. That guy's a bigger crybaby than Emily. There, Mr. Klutz said, as he gave Officer Spence a hug. Everything is going to be all right. This man does not need to go to jail, said Dr. Brad. He needs help. Well, we'll get him the help he needs, said Mr. Klutz. Dr. Brad and Mr. Klutz put their arms around Officer Spence, and together they walked away into the sunset. Well, they didn't really walk away into the sunset. In the movies, people always walk away in the sunset at the end. That would have been cool, except that it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and even though we call it the all-purpose room, watching the sunset isn't one of the purposes. If you're going to have a happy ending, you should always schedule it around a sunset, in a place where you can actually walk into it. It didn't matter, because that's when the bell rang. It was time to go home. We all rushed out to the door, screaming our heads off. My mom was waiting in the car for me, because I had to go to the dentist after school. How was school, my mom asked, as I got in the car. Fine. Anything exciting happen today, AJ? I thought about how Officer Spence went crazy and arrested all the grown-ups, and I thought about how he put them in cages. I thought about how Mr. Klutz and Ms. Jaffe broke out of jail and tunneled their way back to the school with yogurt spoons. I thought about how Dr. Brad made Officer Spence start crying. Nah, told my mom, nothing exciting happened. It was really a boring day. Well, I wasn't going to tell her what happened. She would just think I made it all up. That's nice, Mom said, as she pulled away from the curb. Oh, by the way, I forgot to pack your peanut butter and jelly sandwich this morning. Here, you could just eat it now. Man, that was the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich I ever tasted. Well, that's pretty much what happened. Maybe Officer Spence will stop arresting people and stealing their sandwiches. Maybe we'll get a new security guard who doesn't have a peanut butter problems. Maybe Miss LaGrange will start a company that sells poodle nasta. Maybe Andrea will get kicked off the principal advisory committee. Maybe Mrs. Jaffe will get her own book. Maybe a truck full of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches will fall on Andrea's head. Maybe Dr. Brad will stop talking funny. Maybe Mr. Klutz will finally get to eat his yogurt. Maybe Rent-A-Jail will give Officer Spence his money back. Maybe a museum will put his peanut butter sculptures on display. Maybe we'll figure out why so much weird stuff is always happening in our school, but it won't be easy.